The strain of coronavirus is so new and virulent. There are a lot more questions than answers right now. I mean, you are hearing so much about how do we change our lives if we want to handle this responsibly, if we don't want to get other people sick. So joining me now via Cisco is Dr. Jennifer Caudle, and let's get through as many of those questions as we can. Good morning. So I'm a parent. My kids are now stuck home from school, and so are the neighborhood kids. Can they still play together?
I'm going to advise against it. We're doing lots of social distancing right now for good reason, to reduce the spread of this virus. I would avoid play dates right now. Yep, we need to do social distancing on all fronts.
Do you think, I know this is still personal for a second, but we've got a big like woods where the kids can run around in the back. Can they play if we send a couple parents out and make sure they don't touch each other and they stay apart?
Well, you know what? I certainly think that depends on the situation. I think being outdoors is a really good option. We want to make sure that we stay 6 feet apart, and being outdoors will help in terms of reducing the spread of virus between people. So that may be something to consider.
All right. What about for people who, they don't have kids, but they've still got babies? And by that, I mean the furry babies, pets. Can pets get this? Can you get it from them? So many people have been asking us that.
That's right. It's a great question. Right now, we don't think there's much evidence to suggest that you can get coronavirus from your pet. So it's a no right now.
Yeah. And here's one that maybe will help comfort people, which is, what about if you're in an apartment building? Do you have to worry about the air? What do you do then?
That's a really good point. I think it's really important to remember the basics here, which is, how is coronavirus spread? We think it's predominantly spread through person-to-person contact, through the share of infected respiratory droplets. It may possibly be spread by touching an infected object if virus particles have landed on it. Those are the two main ways of spread right now. So when we think about the home, the particular home, that's not as much of a factor that we're taking into consideration. We're looking more at this person-to-person contact.
You know, reality is really going to hit for a lot of people tomorrow when millions of kids have to stay home. Maybe people are working from home. What do we do when our parents say, will you come to visit?
Right. Well, I think that depends on what come to visit actually means. There are a lot of variables in that situation. Are the parents elderly? Do they have underlying medical conditions? Do you need to travel to get there? Is it necessary? Is it absolutely necessary? Those are all the variables that you need to take in consideration when you decide if you go to, say, see a family member. Now, of course, on the other side with social distancing, what we're talking about is literally staying away from other people. So aside from the family, we are recommending, 6 feet distances, avoiding large crowds, things like that. That is still very important.
How are you changing your life or the way you practice? Like, what are you doing?
That's a really great question. I'm a family physician. I see patients as a part of a university setting at Rowan University. There are many things that I'm doing. I do a lot of television. As you know, I love coming on your show and chatting with you on HLN, but we are doing this via distance now. That's one of the things that I'm doing, is a lot of distance television. Also small things in my life, right? I'm not making plans to go out for drinks or dinner with friends. I've actually canceled my gym appointments, not my gym membership, but I'm not going to the gym, and I'm not working out with my trainer in the gym. I'm really actually scaling back those social activities that I'm very used to doing, and so many of us are. I'm not doing it. I'm not shaking hands. I'm not hugging, even with my patients and everyone else, and I'm being very clear about why. So social distancing is something that I, as a physician, am taking very seriously. I'm encouraging my patients. We all need to take this seriously to reduce the spread of virus.
So I just heard you say, I'm not going to bars. I mean, there are so many kids on spring break. Hoboken just closed their bars for the week. Do you almost wish more cities and counties and states might take that kind of drastic action?
Well, it's difficult to say. I would say if we could self-regulate and do that on our own, then we may not need to. But I mean, when I say that we are really at a crucial moment right now, we really are. We have a chance to potentially sort of stem this virus spread. This is called flattening the curve. That's the phrase we've been throwing around, to try to get fewer people to become infected. If we work hard and avoid these places and follow the guidance of our healthcare professionals, we wouldn't need to close bars and things like that. But if we have to resort to that, I can't say that I'm opposed to it.
All right, Dr. Jen Caudle, thank you so much for joining us via Cisco.
Thank you.